Hello, my name is Tayo. I'm a real estate consultant and a realtor. In my last video, I talked about buying real estate versus investing in real estate. And the summary, basically, of that video is the fact that when you pay for a piece of property, whether it's a land or a house, you are doing one or two things. You are either buying for your personal use, or you are investing. When you buy for your personal use, basically it may be a house you want to live in. It may even be for a business. But when you are investing, what you're doing is you're putting in money into some kind of vehicle that can get you returns. And what I said was that when you are investing, what's your primary objective should be the investment that gives you the highest return on investment. Now, one of the other concerns of prospects and people that we speak to, especially about some areas, some emerging areas with great potential in terms of real estate value. People talk a lot about distance. They say, oh, that location is far, that place is far. And usually, there are quite a number of ways to look at this, but one of the first questions I ask in such cases is far from where? Of course, it may be far from where you live, but when you look at, for example, a place like Ibeju, Lekki, it may be far from where you live, but remember that Ibeju, Lekki has a lot of prospects in terms of economic viability because of a couple of projects going on around Ibeju, Lekki. As a matter of fact, you have quite a number of mega projects that together in a particular area, which you will never find in any other area or locality in Lagos. If you look at the stretch of starting from Lekki Phase 1 down to Eleko, you will not find any major industry. So the whole area from Lekki Phase 1 down to Eleko, what you have basically is it's majorly a residential area. You don't find any major industry. You don't find any major any industrial complex, any factory or anything. Just people doing SMEs and then majorly residential. And despite that, you will see that over the last 10 years, the value of real estate, land and houses have continued to grow steadily. But you have a place in the Ibeju, Lekki where you have a lot of projects. You have the free trade zone. Now, a lot of times people talk mostly about the refinery, but I think people should talk more about the free trade zone area. I'll do another video later where I talk about the free trade zone, what it means, and why it should be the economic center that people should be talking about in Ibeju, Lekki, even much more than the refinery. But I'll talk about that in another video. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you have an area where the economic potential is enormous. You may have heard people talk about this, and it just sounds like in marketing, just people are just trying to market me and things like that. And it could be possible that they've not really done justice to all of the things going on around there, because the truth is in a few years from now, because of all of those industries, because of the activities that will be happening in Ibeju, Lekki, as an example, the value of real estate will go up significantly. That means if you have invested, you will be looking at a very high returns on investment. Now, so that's one way to look at it. Okay. And then the other thing I ask is, I just talked about, far from where. So you say it's far from your house, but it's also close to, there's a proposed airport, there's the seaport, there's the free trade zone, there's the smart city. These are the projects that you have around Ibeju, Lekki. So it may be far from where you live, but the question is, what do you have around where you live? Okay. And you also have to remember that this is supposed to be an investment. If you want to buy um, something that you want to live in, of course, you don't have to go to Ibeju Lekki unless you feel that you love the location, you love the area. You can get something around a location that you love. But if you're talking about buying for an investment, Ibeju Lekki is one of the places where you can get very high returns on your investment. There are other locations. We have a place in Ogun State, Shagamu Interchange, where there are a lot of industries are beginning to come up in the area as well. You have a lot of factories coming up there. There are hotels, and the state government is planning for the area to be another major industrial area. And we already have individuals who are already going to these places to buy, land, in acres, in hectares, and before you know it, in another 5, 10 years, this is going to be another um, fantastic real estate investment destination. Well, as it is right now, it's already a very good real estate investment destination, but in the future, it's going to be a very nice area where you have people living and working and things like that. So the other thing, I know we say things like, don't follow the crowd, don't go where the crowd is going. But when it comes to real estate, you have to follow the crowd. You go to where people are going. You know, talking about distance again. If you have, look for instance, look at one of the major players in the area right now is Aliko Dangote. Now, is he going to live in the refinery that is building? They have a fertilizer plant as well. He's not going to live there. He's investing there to grow his wealth. He's investing there, for yeah, of course, to grow his wealth. And I believe he also has a passion for investing. Investing probably has become a part of his life. Putting money in ventures and trying things out. But much more than that, investing for money, for great returns on investment. You got Chinese folks coming all the way from China to invest in Ibeju Lekki. The Chinese has got stake in the free trade zone. We just heard about the MOU that was signed between a Chinese company, to provide money for the completion of the seaport. So we got people coming in from China, from the UAE, from foreign nations to invest in this location. While we have those of us here complaining about distance. We have another thing is a lot of the individuals who are actually buying and investing land in Ibeju Lekki are actually Nigerians that are based abroad. So the question we need to ask is, why are these people buying, all of these lands, and then, some of us are just, slacking and, keep on giving one excuse or the other. But regardless of all that, the fact remains that Ibeju Lekki remains a top-notch investment destination for any individual, for any corporate organization. A lot of investments in going to this area, and any individual, any smart individual, should begin to think about putting their money in Ibeju Lekki. It doesn't have to, even if you don't have all the millions, whatever you can afford, just try and lock something down in Ibeju Lekki because of the great potential. The returns on investment you stand to get by investing in Ibeju Lekki. I hope you learned something from this video today, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.